Albin. I'm the host and the founder of the Jazz Confusion
My
Power
name is
Hour.
Dion Parson, and I'm honored to share my passion of music with you, our listening audience, through my cultural heritage.
Things can change for you too. If you want to be brand new, that is absolutely possible.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to this week's edition of the Jazz Confusion Power Hour. I'm your host. I'm the founder of the show. You might say I'm the founder of the feast. The name of the show is the Jazz Confusion Power Hour here on the Source Radio Network every week, Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. Let me tell you a little bit about the show, and then I'll tell you about Source Radio Station. I founded the Power Hour because I wanted you to learn the backstory behind the artist's music. So you get to know the artist in a more personal way. It's one thing to hear their music, but it's another thing to know who they are and how they produced it. And I want to take you backstage so you can get into the mind and daily life of the artist and the music that we all love. The Power Hour broadcasts weekly on the Source TV radio network, and we stream in live 4K, and we're the only station I know of that also streams in Dolby True HD. So the sound quality will be very good depending on what kind of device you're listening to us on. Source is a nonprofit 501c3 radio station. We support two things, jazz and jazz artists, and that's all jazz crossover. It's jazz gospel, jazz blues, jazz rock, jazz R&B, jazz soul, anything that crosses over with jazz. And we also support Black and minority micro businesses. And that's to build scale and to get on the finance radar of the SBE, the Small Business Administration, and also to get on the radar of financial institutions to be able to increase generational wealth and transmit it between family members to create community equity and inclusion. We depend on listener contributions, artists who appear on our shows, the mutual support, and sponsors to cover our cost of broadcasting. So any contributions are greatly appreciated, and remember, they're always tax deductible. Now, on the Power Hour, we've had over 125 amazing artists, well known and becoming well known, musicians and vocalists. Some of the artists we've had in the Power Hour include Eric Roberson, Mesa, Brian Culbertson, Paul Brown, Raheem Devon, Reagan Whiteside, Alex Harris, Greg Adams, Tom Brown, Costella, Pieces of a Dream, Kamasi Washington, Kiku Matsui, Kim Scott, Sheryl Crow, Billy Ocean, Annie Lennox, Dwelle, Costella, Marie Antoinette, Yulia, Blake Aaron, her, Celine Johnson, Erin Stevenson, Mavis Swan Poole. We've had such an array. We've had Eric Burden, Jeff Beck, and we've had also Samara Joy. So that gives you an idea of the range of artists that we've had, and they're all exceptional artists. And tonight's no exception too. For those of you who long for nostalgic and soulful R&B and jazz music, singing the greats such as Aretha Franklin, Phyllis Hyman, Valerie Simpson, Chaka Khan, Ella Fitzgerald, Patti LaBelle, Gladys Knight, and Whitney Houston, for example, tonight's special guest brings you this and a lot more. Tonight's guest is an Indie Soul Grammy winner in 2019 and a UK Soul Chart Topper 100 in 2021 and recipient for the #1 song Midas Touch as the winner of a plethora of awards. Today, she continues to climb the Billboard Independent charts with her newest release, which we'll play tonight. And also, her first version of the recording, Try to Be Perfect, reached #1 in the UK Soul charts too. She continues to be a well sought after indie artist, giving her the opportunity to work with top producers and other recording artists. Born in Paducah, Kentucky, she began singing at the age of 5 and with her older sister in a gospel group called the Park Sisters. Although her roots are in gospel, after high school, she began to explore other avenues of the music industry. She went to Tennessee State University for a degree in commercial music, and she was their first graduate, by the way, too. So she also sings gospel, R&B, jazz, and pop. She's well-versed and well-rounded and a wonderful artist. So please welcome tonight our special guest, Candace Woodson. Hi, Candace. Candace?
Hello, hello.
Okay. I'm glad you're with us tonight. I've been wanting to have you on the show for a long time. So,
Wow, it's
I'm,
crazy. The volume is left.
what?
Uh-oh.
It must be on your end because it's not on my end. I'm looking
Hmm.
at my meters and everything is loud and clear.
For some reason, I can't hear you.
It's on your end. It's not on my end. Do you want to do you want to switch back to your phone?
Now, there you go. I
Oh,
hear
you
you
got it?
now.
Okay, good. All
Voila,
right.
voila.
Great. Okay.
Yes.
Look, I always start the show off by asking my guests to tell the audience what's cooking, new music, concerts, etc. What's going on in 2025?
2025 has already started off with a bang. I had my release of Your Love, and I was able to get a great remix done by T Groove out of Japan that has just taken it to a whole nother level. And it's another vibe for my style that people are kind of adjusting to. So anytime you can get a good record to do well in the UK as well as stateside, I think we've started out 2025 pretty good.
That's wonderful. And what else do you have going on later on in 2025? You have any plans?
Oh yes, I have other dates that I'm going to be performing in Philadelphia, some things in Atlanta. Trying to get back over to the UK. We're working that out. Hopefully, no later than the fall. But contracts and this other things, and especially with the way travel is now too. So but we don't want to go over there just for one date. We want to go over there for several dates to really make it count. So, that's my home away from home. The UK is my home away from home. So, planning to go back there and also going to release more music by the fall. I will have another single that will come out around September.
Wonderful. You got a lot going on, you know. And stick around after the show is over so we can chat a little bit too. I want to talk to you about some of those dates so I can help promote them on my station for you.
Oh, that would be wonderful.
Love to do it. That's why we're here to promote jazz and jazz artists. So let's share with everybody a little bit about the origins of your music. Let's talk about first in your household. Now, I know you were born in Paducah, Kentucky, and I'm sure you remember the jokes made about Paducah.
I'm surprised you didn't say Pahoo, Pa what?
Yeah.
Pa
Well,
where?
I know Paducah's been described as a small, unsophisticated backwater town, and so I want you to talk a little bit about first of all your family, and then about what kind of music you were getting into while you were being raised in Paducah, Kentucky. So go ahead.
Well, I am the youngest of three girls. Grew up into a very spiritual, religious background. We used to have a gospel group called ourselves the Park Sisters, and then we elevated to the Golden Tones. And we do. My sisters and I, we have a melodic unity within three voices that there are no holes. It's amazing how our blend is just so amazing. And I went on to do more with it, more like the Michael Jackson of the group. So I decided to take what I had as a young person and singing gospel as a young person, and then growing up, being in the forefront of an audience and performing and just taking it to a whole nother level.
Terrific. Well, tell me about in your family, what kind of music was played every day?
I'm very fortunate that in my family, I heard a variety of music. Now, growing up in a gospel home, we heard a lot of gospel music, but those gospel records would be like the Walter Hawkins, Andre Crouch, Shirley Caesar. So it gave you a oomph to singing, put a little something in it, and growing up with that, and then having cousins who had parents that were a little bit more liberal than mine were. So I was able to hear the Isley Brothers, and I
Uh,
could hear Natalie Cole, and I could hear some Shaka Khan. I could hear all of those Earth, Wind, and Fire. I could hear all of that combination of R&B, gospel, and then make it all come together, and then voila.
Well, speaking about voila, did you play in the band or orchestra in public school?
Mel, funny that you would ask. Anybody from Tennessee State that's watching, you pipe down. You have nothing to say about this. I graduated and I have the degree to prove it. But my strength was not playing an instrument. They would say, there goes Candace down there banging on those keys. We know who's in that practice room. Finally, at the recital, the teacher said, just leave the pedals alone. Just leave them alone. Just play the song and don't mess with that pedal. So I tried and they know it, but God did not give me that. He wanted me to sing.
Well, did you sing in the chorus?
Oh, yes, I was. You know what? It's amazing that you said that I sing in the chorus because my high school years, memories of me as a out front singer, like most schools have an out front athlete, like a LeBron James or something like that everybody remembers. Oh, he's going to be something. He's going to be something. Where everyone knew that I could sing, and they would be like, "She's going to be something. She's going to be something." And even to this day, they're like, "We knew you were going to be something. We knew it." So I sung in the chorus, and I was the youngest in the ninth grade to be a madrigal. And then from there, I was the first to graduate from Tennessee State with a commercial music degree. So my voice, and thank you, God, has really created a path for me that opened doors that I could do this music thing, at this type of level.
Well, I'm curious too. Within the fact that you were living in such a small town, what was the music scene like in Paducah?
I'm tell you what was good about living in Paducah. Paducah did not have R&B radio. If you grow up in a place that has R&B radio, normally you only know the songs that they play. But because Paducah didn't have R&B radio, the cool thing was to buy the whole CD, buy the whole album. So we bought the whole albums. Or the guy that was cool, he said, I got the latest this, I got the latest Gap Band, I have the latest. And so you're like, oh, he has the latest this. And everybody wanted to date that guy or ride with that guy so you could hear the whole CD of something. And I'm thankful for that because I was able to hear soft rock. I love the Eagles. I love, all those old school, baby come back, but I love all that old school stuff. But at the same time, I know all of the R&B and I know their A and B and C, D side because I didn't just have to hear what the radio was playing. So Paducah was a great place to grow up because you weren't limited. You were able to hear a whole wealth of music. And that's the good thing.
Oh, that's great. I was just curious how that, in living in that environment, how you got to hear music, and now you told everybody. Let's play the first song of the evening. I want to start off by playing the song "Desire." Why don't you tell everybody the backstory on this song, how it came about, whether you wrote it, whether it's a cover, who performed on it with you? So tell us about that song.
Desire has a special meaning. Desire is a tribute to my sons, my boys. And it's tricky because if you see the video, and we did it on purpose, you see the video, you think, oh, I'm trying to be sexy and I want him to know that it's his desire. And then you get into the second verse, how could I be so lucky to have you in my life? So then you go, what's this kid coming from? What's this kid doing in this video? And then you see my son and I interacting with him playing because both of my sons play tennis at a very high level. I'm very proud of them. So I, put on in the video about the relationship that I have with my son with this sport, the laughter that we have and the dancing that we do in the car. We've gotten major applause for people watching us go side to side in the car, jamming to the music.
That's great. Well, who wrote the song, and and who was on the recording with?
but I wrote it with Lou Lang Jr. out of California. And Lou Lang and I have a musical marriage. He and I have done so many things together. And he produced it. I ended up getting with Expansion Records. So Expansion Records actually put the album out. Steve Ripley, who I note as discovering me, went to went to Expansion and said, hey, Ralph T went to Ralph T, said, look, how can we get this young lady, on your label? He heard the album, and get this, we could not decide what was the song, the lead-off song, because we felt like all the songs were good. So we just let the radio promoters, we let them decide, and Desire became the one.
Wonderful. That's a great story. Okay, let's play the first song of the evening. Let's play Desire. And this is Desire by Candace Woodson. Everybody enjoy it.
You're my one and only desire. Yes, you are. Whoa, whoa, yeah. Ooh. Oh, oh, yeah. Daybreak is here, a full day ahead. No time for breakfast, I didn't even make my bed. Once work is over and business is done, I'll be headed home to my number one. You are my desire, all that I'm living for. You are my desire, all that I need and more. How did I get so lucky to share my life with you? For better or worse, to death do us part. That's us right from the start. Plenty good loving is what you give. It's on point, I'm positive. Once it's over and the work is done, I'll be headed home to my number one. You, yes, you are my desire, all that I'm living for. You, yes, you are all that I need and more. Out of nowhere, you came into my life. Every day I'm hanging with Mr. Right. Your love is sweeter, sweeter than a honeycomb. Oh, don't worry, baby, I'm coming home to you. Yes, you are, yeah, yeah, all that I need and more. The one that I adore, everything I ever asked for. You are my desire, yeah. You are my desire, yeah, yeah. My desire, oh, 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 you
Wonderful song. That's really great. Love it. We have some people already responding. Let me see. Here's one. Jardine.
Oh,
Oh my God, I have this song and I love it.
oh, thank you so much.
Here's another one. Caroline Johnson. I love your voice and the arrangement. So old school. Wow.
Old school with a new school twist.
Absolutely. This is from Overis Carlisle. Great
Yeah.
lyrics, great composition, great soul. And another one. Carol Breatheway. I've been following you for the past 5 years and I have most of your music. You are the best old school soul singer out there, number one.
Now I'm getting emotional. Cut it out, guys. I'm not crying on this show. There's no crying in baseball. There's no crying on Mel's show.
Well, you got a lot of fans out there already tuning in to hear your music.
So much.
Yeah,
Thank you so much.
yeah, it's really great. It's so nice to see that people, really appreciate the artistry that you give them. So
Thank
let's get back to talking more about you and about your music. So let me see where I am now. Let me catch up. Let me see where I am here. Here we are. Okay, so we talked about the fact that you made an attempt to play a musical instrument, but you never succeeded. So let's talk about your musical development a little bit more. When did you have that aha moment when you said, "Hey, I can do this for a living. I can do this"? When did that moment strike you?
Well, that moment, see, it never left. It would stop and start. It would start and stop. I'd start, then I'd stop. I start. And it finally got to a point where I said, this time I'm not stopping. Doesn't matter what happens in my life, I'm not stopping. And I just made that decision, although at the time I was married and, being a full-time mom, I never could tell people that I was just at home mom. I was like, I'm really an entertainer. I'm an entertainer by trade. And I know you can't tell because I got this baby on my hip and I'm at the tennis courts and but trust me, I'm an entertainer. I really am. And I think because of never giving up on my dream, I truly, truly believe that's why it never left me, because I somewhere deep down inside, I know I'm meant to do this. I still know this is my calling. I was born to sing, I was born to entertain, and it just never left me because I just kept believing that somehow it was going to happen.
Well, I'm curious, when did you first perform on stage? What was your first performance that you remember as being your first professional moment?
Well, I had a lot, like I said, the stopping and the starting. While I was in Nashville, Tennessee, while I was at Tennessee State, I did a lot of stuff on Music Row. Collaborated with CC Winans.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
collaborated with CC Winans.
Wow.
Did some things with, believe it or not, I actually helped decide whether Brad Paisley was going to wear his hat or not.
Huh.
That happened to be me. Because
Wow.
internship at on Music Row, and also Alan Jackson. I
Oh,
was
man.
a big part of one of his projects that they wanted to decide what he would look like. So doing all of that, having that experience in the commercial music department, doing the internship, like I said, the CC whining, and getting little nuggets of people like that saying, "You're talented. You should keep it up. You're talented. You should keep it up." And I tried out for The Voice, and I didn't make it. And I was devastated. I was like, "God, what have you done? You got me up here trying out for The Voice, and nothing happened." And the elder's house that I was staying at, he said, "I've got a producer across the street." He introduced me to Kendall. And Kendall is the one who introduced me to Steve Ripley.
Oh,
And
gotcha.
at the how they say the rest is history. Steve said, "Well, I need to hear 5 songs." I said, "I have 5 songs. I have 5 songs because by now I'm actually singing with Candace Woodson and the Domino Theory Band in Hilton Head, South Carolina, because my husband at the time was in the military. We moved from Columbia to Hilton Head, and I just knew, I said, I can't keep waiting any longer. I've got to just hit this stage. I've got to find a way to do it at least a night a week. I ended up working 7 nights a week to where the history of Candace Woodson and the Domino Theory Band will always remain in Hilton Head.
I lived in Hilton Head for 5 years.
No way.
Yeah, I lived in Shipyard Plantation. I had a condo.
You lived in Shipyard. We lived in Sea Pines.
Oh, I know. Yeah, right. That's on the very tip.
It's right across the street.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow.
Yep,
Oh,
I lived there for 5 years. I loved it.
Yes. But yep, that's how, I know I kind of jumped around a little bit, but I just want people to realize that whatever is in you, it's not going away. No matter how you try to run from it. So that's how I knew that feeling never left. No matter what else I did this, I did that. It never left. That's how I knew this is what I'm destined to do. And it makes me the happiest because it's not work. I do it because I love it.
Exactly. I love doing the radio station.
Yes.
And it doesn't feel like work. It's just a joy.
At all. Correct.
Yeah. Well, tell me something about the commercial music program at Tennessee State. It was a commercial music program. How did you sing?
Well, let me tell you. The
reason
please. Commercial music is really a business performance degree. So you have to be able to do both. You have to know the business and you have to perform. Well, Belmont University, which by the way is where my youngest son is actually attending. He has a full ride, a tennis scholarship there at Belmont. So full circle. The reason why Tennessee State created a commercial music program was because of Belmont. Belmont is known for like one of the #1 programs in the country. They wanted to compete, and I happened to enroll for the music department. They said, well, would you be interested in enrolling with the commercial music? I'm like, absolutely. Cool. And that's the best thing that I could have ever done because of the internships, my radio experience, all of that. And that's the reason why I selected Tennessee State.
Well, again, after the show, we can talk because I was a #1 ranked tennis player in college in the East. And I played in the first U.S. Open in Forest Hills.
This is so exciting. You know what? That's what I love about music. Music brings us together in so many ways. We realize we have so many other things in common, but we wouldn't have a conversation if we weren't talking about the music.
Exactly right. Right. Music opens the doors to a lot of things.
It does.
So tell me about you as a singer-songwriter. You don't play an instrument, but you do sing. Are you a lyricist? I mean, how do you write a song end to end? Tell us a bit about your approach.
My religious background is Church of Christ, where we sing with a cappella music. So I had to learn early on how to keep a tune, how to memorize a tune, how to stay in tune. So to create a melody line is very easy for me because of the background of a cappella music. So what I normally do is I hum a melody. I am the type of writer, though, I write when I need to write, or I'll jot down an idea. Like my next song, the other day, me and Gary Vandenbush, which is the promoter now that in the UK that promotes my music now, Gary Vandenbush, he said, you're starting to be a habit. I said, I better write that down because you're going to hear a song that has something to do with that. So when I hear catchy little phrases or hooks, I write them down. But when I need to actually pen a song, I normally have the instrumentation already done, and I write to it so I can have everything flow together.
So, okay, so you write the lyrics and you hum the tune.
Yes.
How do you notate the tune?
I don't notate the tune
Okay,
because what I do is I send that to those who can notate it
got
and
it,
notate it.
got it. So you have a music director or somebody that does all your charting and scoring.
Well, Lou has spoiled me to no end, and Lou has kind of somewhat stepped back a little bit because of some health issues. He spoiled me to no end. All I would do is sing the song to him, and he'd play it and he'd pick it out. So between Lou and Michael Powell, even believe Michael Powell, Anita Baker's producer, he's the one who did My
Wow,
Heart. And
wow,
yeah, Michael Powell produced that. So
wow.
between Michael Powell, between Lou Lane, between Nigel Lois, Nigel Lois did the Perfect Project, which once again I would sing him a melody line, he would write it down. Either he would send me the track, and then in return I would put the lyrics to it to let him know how I felt, what would go with the song. So I would probably be more of a lyricist than a composer, but all of the songs, Better Days, although those are my melody lines.
Well, you see, look, you are a composer. You're just not a notator. You don't do the notation, but you are a composer and you are a lyricist. I want to. There's so much more I want to talk about, but I want to get to your current hit right now. Um, okay. I want to get to that in a few minutes, but I want to let everybody know that your first release was a song called "Free" in 2015. Then you released "The Answer No" in 2016, and "My Heart" in 2017. But it wasn't until 2018 that you released your first LP, Desire. What took you so long?
Man, you ask these questions. Okay, let me see. Well, I was just indecisive. Which way am I going? Am I going jazz kind of, or am I going R&B? Jill Scott kind of R&B, or am I going Aretha Franklin R&B? I didn't know where I was going. I was singing, and I was singing what I loved, and I was just trying to put it all together until I finally said, I don't have to have a direction. I just need to sing and just sing what I love. And that's how Desire came together. Those are songs that I wrote. Niels, as a matter of fact, the jazz artist, is the one who actually produced once Lou and I composed and put them all together. He is the final mastering of that project.
Niels Jipner.
Yes, sir. As a matter
Niels has been on my show a couple of times.
When Niels Never Let Go and Back on Top are two songs that Neil and I actually collaborated and wrote together. But he did all the mastering on that project, and he did everything to get that completed.
I think one of the biggest events in smooth jazz was Pacific Coast Highway, Neil's big song.
It
You
was.
know, and I mean that actually created the 21st century version of smooth jazz.
You're right.
Yeah,
It's right.
yeah, he's amazing, and he
He
works
is.
so hard. This guy is a hard worker. He never
Yeah,
stops.
I finally stuck myself in there. I said, okay, Niels, can you please? And as a matter of fact, that record was done during COVID. And
Okay.
so, the beginning of the COVID era, it hadn't happened yet, but it was leaning into that. So it was perfect timing to sit down and write and put that together. And he was a big supporter. I really appreciate Niels, because sometimes others in the industry, if they may have more opportunities than you may have had, they may not have time for you, but he made time for me, and I'm always grateful for that.
He is that kind of a dude. He does
Yeah,
that. When he sees something special, he'll take the time.
but he
You know,
did. So
he's terrific.
thankful.
You also have another guy that took the time, Steve Ripley. You mentioned him earlier. Why don't you tell us a little bit about that collaboration? Because I know he worked with Diana Ross and Luther Vandross and Jody Watley. So how did you come to collaborate with him? You told us a little bit about how you met him, but tell
Yes.
me, tell me about the collaboration. You had it that your song "Free" was the number 12 on the UK top 30 soul chart. So tell us about that.
Steve Ripley believed. That's what happened. In this industry, you have to have someone who believes. They have to give you a chance, because you can have all the money, you can have all the what or who, but it's got to be that who that knows that right person to get you in position to be seen. And
Yep.
Steve Ripley, we a song was sent to him, and he said, "I don't know, you have anything else?" And that's when he said, "Give me 5 songs." And I sent him. He said, "Free is the best." He said, "This is what I'm thinking. We're gonna release Free, and after we release Free, we're gonna get you to do a remix, and from there we would take it." He believed. Steve Ripley just took it and ran with it. I'm just fortunate that he just went with a gut, I think, an industry gut. And he said I reminded him of Linda Clifford. And that right there kind of did it. And he said, you have such this old school sound in the music.
Yes, you do. Yes,
Yeah,
you
he
do.
said that you just can't help but evolve around it, because that's what we don't have enough of. And he did everything he could to put me out there, and he did a good job.
That's wonderful. Yeah, I
Yeah.
said I want to play for everybody your most recent song, Love T Groove Remix. So
Yes.
why don't you tell everybody a little bit about that song, and then we'll play it.
Love T Groove, it's I actually teach school, and my students, I go around and I actually teach civics, and we were talking about something, and I said, it's the love, it's your love. And I was like, it's your love. And the students were like, that's hot, Miss Woodson, that's hot. I said, oh, wait a minute. If the students are saying that's hot, I may have something. And went on from there, wrote the song, got with T Groove. He put it all together, and we ended up with a hit record.
Well, you should have made all the kids co-producers.
I should have, but they get none. They better get their work. That's what they get.
That's great. All right, let's play for everybody your Love T Groove Remix by Candace Woodson, and then we'll be back again to talk some more. How's that?
Thank you.
Good.
Like a shining bright. What a love affair. It's your love. Oh, your love. It's your love. Hey, hey. Your love. It's your love. Your love. Oh, your love. It's your love. Your love.
Well, you have a whole bunch of people loving your music. Let's see what people are saying now. 1 second. Oh, here's one. Andy Devon. Now this is hot. House music groove. You rock, girl.
Hey!
Barry Sanders. This is so cool. Another Barry Sanders. Love your voice. You go, girl. Doug Imhoff. Your voice floats above the groove. Again, this is a hit for sure. How is it doing?
As like I said, I was telling Mel that it's actually doing well in LA. This is a song that's doing better for me stateside than that's actually doing on the other side of the pond, which is normally the opposite for me.
Well, this kind of music would really be hot in LA. I can see that too, and I know in New York and in New Orleans too. This song is going to play great. Here's another one, Bob Harrison. Is this on an album?
It will be on my next album for sure, for sure.
Wonderful. Well, you got a lot of people tuning into you tonight, listening to your music. So let's get back to learning a little bit more about you. Let me pull this back up, and let's talk some more. Um, you know, this could be a little personal, so you talk about this however you like. Too often, fans think that a career as a musician is just a bed of roses. Everything just is fun and groovy, and you just hang out. But the truth is, if I remember correctly, you've described your music career as having several bumps in the road. Would you care to share with our audience some about the trials and tribulations and how you broke through for continued success?
Oh, well, Mel, I don't think I've broken through yet. Let me tell you, I'm still struggling. This industry, it is not for those who are easily discouraged or easily swayed. You must believe in your product. You must believe in you. You cannot worry what people think or how they feel. You have to do it because you love it. I have been told so many times. I've been told more than Dr. Seuss was told no. I know he was told no 400 times. I know it's got to be more than that for me. So, I mean, why do I keep coming back for more? Because I'm doing it because I love it. And this industry is very difficult when you have health issues because, if people read, if individuals read about my story, I'm a survivor. A lot of times as a survivor, you have stress in your life, so they say. And I have had to endure a lot of stress in the music industry, trying to get the music played by certain radio stations, trying to get bookings, trying to get work. And it's really hard for an artist like myself, say, for instance, that's not at the bottom, that's not at the top, that's right in the middle. And a lot of times there's no place for the middle because they either want you here or they even want you maybe there so they can say they can help bring you up. So I struggle in this industry because of the way that it's made, the foundation of it. It's who you know, it's how much money you have, time in. A lot of radio promoters do not want to push your record unless it's already been played. Unlike, am I right? Come on, man. Now work with me. See, it used to be that radio promoter wanted to be the first to break the record.
That's right.
Now they don't want to play it if everybody else is not playing it because they don't want to look like a failure.
Well, what they look for example, they look on YouTube and they look on social media and they want you to have 600,000 hits before they'll invest a penny in your music, So once you get to 600,000 hits, you don't really need them. But but the music industry has changed so much. What you're talking about, music industry used to be structured. Even though you can really criticize the record labels for a host of things they did wrong, the fact is they would give you advance, they'd give you studio time, they would give you A&R and groom you so that you have a certain look and feel that's commercially successful. They put you on tour with other bigger acts to get your feet wet and get people to, and all of that is now up to the artist. No one's doing that anymore for you.
Exactly.
And so chaos has replaced structure. The music industry is chaotic.
Like, and you're so right. And people like individuals like myself, who I'm told, oh, we don't know what to do with you. Oh, you're too this.
Yeah.
You're too that. Oh, well, who knows you? Who knows you? Oh, well, no. You only have that amount of streams. Oh, what? Well, if you're so good, how come nobody's telling us? It's such a racket to where it's not about the music anymore. It's about if everybody else is doing it, we want to capitalize on it. Well, how can we make money off of that person? It's not about even. It takes a while to break a record. It takes a while to break an artist. It's not even about being patient with the artist anymore. You have to make it today. We need you today. Not, you know what? We see where we're going with this. And in 6 months, we should be there. But nobody has 6 months anymore in the music industry. If you don't have it right now, then they're like, just forget it.
They don't care what you did yesterday. They want to know what you did today. And that's the end of the yeah.
And that's why, you know what, man, I'm so fortunate. I'm so blessed. My career is very organic. There are no gimmicks. There was no big. Taylor Swift had a dad that could buy her records and give them to the people and make them. But everything you see in my career is strictly organic. I've had great promoters, Steve Ripley, Gary Vandenbush, T.C. Tompkins. These people have really helped me. Nigel Lois, Michael Powell, Lou Lane. All these people have helped me within their circle because of their belief. Because they've worked with bigger artists than myself, like Valerie Simpson. To hear me sing her song and to say, I endorse you. She endorsed me and said, you have the musical power to get it out. And I went to New York and I actually performed at the Sugar Bar for her. And that's just amazing. So like the emotions, I redid What Do the Lonely Do at Christmas? They gave me their blessings. So I'm like, okay, you know what? You industry people out there, now the legends are saying I can sing. Now what's the problem? Tell me what's the problem here.
Yeah. By the way, do you know Tony Nicholas?
Tony Nicholas.
He's out. He's out in L.A.
I don't, but I can get to know him.
Well, I know. Well, I know he's gonna be on my show next week.
Oh,
Tony.
okay.
Tony is a Grammy-winning songwriter and producer, and he has his own band now called the E-Tones. And I thought you might know him because he knows a lot of people out. You know, Blake Aaron. I don't know if you know Blake.
Okay, those names sound familiar,
Yeah.
but I right
Yeah.
now I'm trying to place them, and that's I'm not putting it together.
Yeah, there's a number of people who have been on my show who have had #1 Billboard hits and and have won Grammys for songwriting. So we can talk after the show. I'll
I'm looking forward to that.
yeah, we'll do that for sure. Look, we're running out of time so quickly. We're already down to the last 10 minutes. So I want to play. I'd love to play. The answer is no.
Okay.
That became a top 30 UK soul hit. It was not #1 in the UK actually in the top 30.
#1. Yes.
Yeah. So tell us about this song. I can't play all of your music tonight, but that song I happen to love. Tell people about. It's really a women's ballad.
It
Yeah.
is. But what's so ironic about The Answer Is No, my college roommate, as my career started to progress, and she said, Candace, they're going to be knocking on the door. They're going to be calling you, and you better tell them no. I said, that's a song. The answer is no. And so when I wrote the song, I started putting things that happened to me, like, half the time you didn't want to pay. You forgot about the holiday. I thought about the times that I didn't get a gift. I thought about the time that you were too cheap to take me to a restaurant, and then you side-eyed me about don't order that steak. So it's like, so I thought about all of that. And as a matter of fact, this is for real. When the song came out, an ex actually called me and said, were you talking about me?
all that is a guilty conscience.
Exactly. That's what I said. Are you guilty? Did it happen?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
So that's the history behind that. It just grew. The song, I started writing it, and it found a home of its own. And we say the answer is no, make the world say yes.
Well, I want to get to another of your songs. It was an Indie Soul Grammy winner in 2019, The Midas Touch.
Yes.
So let's play The Midas Touch, and afterwards you come back and tell us a little bit about it, okay?
Okay.
This is The Midas Touch by Candace Woodson. Love that. Look, this is from Alicia Breton. Love your edgy R&B funky girl. Dennis Haggerty, you are so funky, full of soul. Latrice Givens, love the lyrics and your voice is down, girl.
Oh wow, you guys are amazing. Thank you so much.
Yeah, you got a lot of fans out there for you tonight. You know, I can't believe how fast this hour has gone. But we're at the end. And we got to wrap up. But there's more music I'd love to play of yours. You know, I've been a fan for years, and I love your music. So why don't you tell everybody how they can become a fan, how they find your website, how they can buy your music, how they can get autographed copies?
Well, it's made you say that. When I did the tour in London, one of the gentlemen said he waited. He held on to Candace Woodson is going to sign this for me, and I actually made it there to sign a T-shirt for him. So if you want to be a Candace Woodson fan, experience the journey, so we say. The Queen of Sophisticated Soul. Just come to www.candacewoodson.com, CANDACE. We're on all digital platforms. So anywhere that you can download music, we are there. Also Instagram, Candace Woodson, Facebook, Candace Woodson, TikTok, Candace Woodson.
Yeah.
So anywhere, CANDACEWOODSON. I love my fans. You guys are the reason that I keep going. And Mel, you are amazing
Thank you.
as a radio host, as a inspiration to all of us in this music industry, trying to just make life a little bit better for others by doing our gift and sharing our gift with them. And thank you for this platform, because we have had a great time.
Oh, definitely. Look, I definitely want to have you back. So when you
For
have
sure.
right now, your music is gonna be played 21 times a week in my daily rotation. So you'll get a lot of airtime. You've had 181,911 people tuning in tonight.
Oh wow.
Yeah, from all over the world. You know, from Japan, from India, from the UK, from France, from Australia, from the US, from Canada, everywhere.
Amazing.
So
Yeah.
look, so you got to promise you'll come back.
If you will have me, I'm coming.
I'm having you back. I'm having you
Coming
back.
back. I'm coming back. And you guys that are listening, you make sure you come back when we come back.
Wonderful. Well, Candace, it's been a real pleasure, and we'll see each other again soon, and we'll stay in touch.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Good night. Well, everybody, that was a wonderful show. Candace Woodson is just so spectacular. Her voice is like something out of the past with a current edge. She's so good, and she crosses over into so many genres. So, be sure to look her up, Candace Woodson. You can find her on the web, and you can find her music on almost every platform. So she's just a phenomenal artist. Next week, we have another great guest. We have this man, Tony, is Edwin Tony Nicholas. Tony is one of the greatest songwriters, really, of the 20th century, last 25, 30 years. He's produced Grammy-winning songs and hits, and he is an artist that has his own band called the E-Tones. And the members of the E-Tones will be appearing with Tony next week. So be sure to check us out next week for another version, of the Jazz Confusion Power Hour. So until next week, I want to thank everybody for tuning in, and I'll see you again in 1 week from today.
I'm Mel Albin. I'm the host and the founder of the Jazz Confusion Power
My name
Hour.
is Dion Parson, and I'm honored to share my passion of music with you, our listening audience, through my cultural heritage.
Things can change for you too. If you want to be brand new, that is absolutely possible.